The fact that you're from the East Coast, sometimes kids think that that's negative, that you can't compete. I reverse it. I say the fact that you're from the East Coast, you have a toughness that people kill to have. Kids are looking for exposure. Kids are wanting to go to certain programs that might focus on development. And there's more movement, I find, with kids these days.
We need to get more exposure for these guys. Instead of people have to going down to the States to become Division I players, they should be able to be home with their families and develop as players down in Nova Scotia.
The internet wasn't big like it is now. We didn't have the social media. We didn't have North Pole Hoops. We didn't really have much opportunity to go away to make it to the next level in the States. But now that's the biggest thing I've seen is the exposure that the kids get here. They have opportunities that we couldn't even imagine.
What they think they need to go to the States for, or what they think they need to go to Ontario or Quebec for, all of which are great programs, but they got the exact same, a little biased, if not better, program right here in their backyard.
And that'll do it.
Nova Scotia will win this game, 116-109 for a host Nova Scotia gold medal winners for the U17 National Championships.
Well, basically, the place was packed. Nova Scotia versus Ontario, the big powerhouse, and, undersized team. But they played their butts off in front of the hometown fans. A lot of kids were here to able to see that. So it's like it made them dream, we can do it.
It starts with Alex Carson and Nate Darling and Rowan Power, I believe, in that team, is they had that belief because of their past successes that they could win that game. Regardless of what happened, they lost the first one. They just kept competing and playing that way and playing with that confidence and togetherness and just going at it. Like, they didn't see the big mighty Ontario across the chest. They just saw another basketball team that they could play with and play against and beat.
For the kids of the future, man, they see that happening, they think they can do it, makes them work harder, and then builds the Atlantic side of the country instead of everything being in Toronto and Quebec and all that. But there's players out here, and that we just showed that in that tournament.
Let's face it, the emphasis is on the kids from Ontario in particular, Quebec, BC over the years. I think it gives the kids confidence that we can compete in this area with the best in the country.
The smaller provinces are catching up. We don't have the population, obviously, to probably compete on the Ontario level. But like I said, Nova Scotia proved that they could do it, and it's a motivation for the smaller provinces for sure.
There's kids playing the game all over the place, same as everywhere, and there's a lot of those kids. It's just getting better organized and people actually willing to work together for the kids and put all the whatever it is aside and just develop kids and develop the game as a community.
Obviously, with more of our coaches learning the new techniques and how to develop athletes, that's going to help our athletes further their development even more.
Coaching is important. Exposure is important. I know in Newfoundland that Blair White has done a good job of exposing his players to CNIT. He's taking teams to the CYBL. Tournaments like that, they're getting to see what the exposure is. They're getting to play against the top level players and getting to know what they need to do to improve. And they take a few licks up front, but it's a learning experience for sure.
It's tough down here because of our population base, and kids have to get to find a competition. If you're from a small town in Nova Scotia, the competition's not coming to you. So you have to somehow get to Halifax and make yourself available to play on the provincial teams.
I think the big thing that we're going to see is pride. I think kids are going to be more proud of where they're from and want to represent that. Every second counts. Every workout counts. Every time you take a play off counts. Every time you take a day off when you shouldn't counts. And really appreciating the fact that there is tens of thousands of kids that are playing this game when you're not. Like, you need to buy in, and you need to be starving for development, starving to get better. And every single time that you choose not to, it diminishes your opportunities.